Welcome back, everybody. This is episode 2 of our eBay reselling journey. I'm John. That's Devin. We're the Severe Thrifters. Hey, everybody. This is John with Severe Thrifters, and this is episode 2, like we just talked about. And we want to start off this episode, this podcast, with a huge thank you to everybody that downloaded and listened to our episode 1. Obviously, that was our podcast debut. I do believe we had 22 downloads, which I'm stoked about.
Yep,
right?
22.
And I know we talked a little bit last time about getting a hold of us and shooting us a message, whether you want to ask a question, if you have advice, you just want to say hi. We really didn't give you an avenue of doing that. So I want to let you all know that if you go to severethrifters@gmail.com, severe, SEVIER, thrifters@gmail.com, shoot us a message. Let us know what's going on. Say hi. Tell us it's your birthday or something. We'll do a shout out because we got a message from Vicky in Illinois letting us know that she loves Fenton glass or Fentonware and milk glass. And we want to say, that's super cool. Devin had a lot of that.
I do.
And
I still do.
I said had because we probably threw a lot in the dumpster like we talked about the first episode. So we want to say, hi, Vicky. Thanks for listening. We appreciate it. And we're going to get this party started, huh, Devin?
Yeah, I guess so.
So I think we're going to go ahead and talk a little bit about how I kind of got started in the eBay reselling. We talked a little bit about Devin. So we'll get into me. I'll be selfish and greedy today, and we'll talk about me.
Sounds good. I can be quiet.
Well, you have to talk past me first. So we'll just get right into it. It kind of started out when Devin was doing his listings and stuff. He was getting a lot sidetracked with work and stuff like that. So my goal was kind of motivate him. If you guys don't know us, like on a personal basis, we're very competitive, kind of, Devin.
A little bit.
A little bit. I mean, we can't eat our cereal without it being a race. So I thought, well, in order to motivate him to be a little bit more consistent on eBay, I was just going to start listing a few things on eBay from stuff that I had laying around the house. And I wanted to list it, message him, say, ha, I got my 5 listed already. Initially, that's all I was going to do, was to try to motivate Devin to get him to consistently list on eBay, because I think that's like a major part of reselling is being consistent. And we'll talk about that. So, with our competitive nature, I thought if I could list my 5, let him know right away that I listed it and kind of threw it in his face, that maybe he would want to battle back with me and it'd be a race to whoever gets the 5 done each day. And it was working at the beginning. It was doing really good. He was messaging me saying, hey, I got my 5, and he beat me. And I'd be like, oh, crap, and I was like, oh, shucks. Oh, darn, he beat me. Because my goal was just to motivate you to get it done. Well, what happened is we did that for a week or 2, and I started enjoying doing not necessarily the race between you and me and the listing of the 5, was I was having fun listing on eBay. And I was like, holy crap, I kind of enjoy this, and it's one of those things that people are always telling you, oh, find the thing that you love doing and don't worry about making money at it. Just do it and the money will follow, And I could tell you for sure, 100%, that becoming an eBay reseller was never on my list of, oh, I'm passionate about it.
Yep, absolutely.
Right? Because we always go to our defaults. Like I was always construction, carpentry, always working with my hands, and so I never in a million years gave thought that I could go to garage sales, flea markets, and thrift stores, shop for cheap items, and resell it on eBay for a profit and make a living out of it.
Yep.
Never would have thought that. I've been battling for years back and forth between jobs and home improvement, and heck, I even tried real estate. You know that. Yep. And that's a bird of another feather. I just really, really am enthusiastic about this. I think I really found something I love doing. I mean, I go to bed at night dreaming about the things that I picked up at garage sales and thrift stores, or tomorrow I got to look this up. I wonder how much it's worth, and oh, it's Friday. I wonder if there's going to be any garage sales.
Yeah.
It's just, I almost live and breathe thrifting right now, and eBay reselling. And if somebody would have said, John, you should give that a try, I would have said, you're just kidding yourself, whatever. I got to find something that I can do with my hands, because my hands are everything to me, because that's all I've ever done is use my hands for everything. And I never once thought that becoming an eBay reseller was anywhere on that radar of finding something you're passionate about doing. So I guess what I'm trying to say is don't count that out. You'd be surprised, and it's not for everybody. It's not. Like, I think Devin likes the podcast, likes the videos, likes the photography better than
the actual eBay reselling.
Yeah.
Oh,
actually
definitely.
listing them and dealing with
I could sit there all day and just take pictures of the stuff to post on eBay all day long and be completely happy getting creative with it. I guess it's just more of the creative aspect when it comes to me. You like the finding the items and I like finding them too, certain ones, but you really like going out and finding the stuff to buy and buying it and actually seeing that, not necessarily the money roll in, but the fact that people are actually buying the stuff that you're picking up.
Yes, they're interested in some of the same things that I am.
Yep.
And honestly, it works good because the stuff I don't like as much, Devin actually likes. And the stuff that I really like, he doesn't. It's not that we don't like it. It's just that it's not our preference.
Yeah, and we know more. I mean,
I would rather you take the pictures. I don't want to.
We went to the flea market. I remember, and we found that hard hat. And you're
yes.
you just looked at it. You're like, whatever. And for some reason, it caught my eye, and I looked at it, and I was like, I bet this thing's like $100 hard hat. And sure enough, it was a carbon fiber.
Carbon fiber.
I mean, they were selling for like $70 to $100 on eBay, and it's weird how there's certain things just pointed out in your mind, like, oh, I need to look at that, or same for you. Oh, I need to look at that. It's like I'd have never looked at it.
And I think a lot of what I prefer to look at. Everybody's going to have that. We talked about last episode a little bit of finding your niche, the things that catch your eye, use that as a strength. I know that at the beginning you had a lot of glassware, obviously from this house.
Yeah.
So my eye was kind of drawn to glassware just because we were dealing a lot with it. And so when I started listing things online, it was more vintage stuff. Yeah. I love vintage stuff. I got an old soul. You know what I mean? I love old stuff. And so what I realized, before I was doing it in an effort to help you become more enthusiastic about it. But what it helped me find out was the things that I enjoy looking for. Yeah. Like you said, the hard hat. I look at hats, but they're like baseball hats or trucker caps because I wear a hat every single day, and I like hats, know, and I prefer to stay away from hard hats because it means work. So I've wore those enough. I worked at a corn mill, and I wore a hard hat every day for 3 years, and I'm tired of hard hats. So I look right past them things, and you can't. Just because you don't like it doesn't mean it's not worth anything,
exactly.
But it is funny, and I think what you were referring to was that our eyes just pick up different things. Everybody's different. Everybody's different, And right now for me, it's like shoes, hats, and electronics kick right now for me for some reason. I just went to a garage sale yesterday and picked up 2 Zenith vintage 8-track stereo decks, the big ones.
Yeah.
He had them for $25 each, but he did half off, so I got each one for $12.50, and they're like immaculate shape. I was just like, heck yeah, take it. Right next to them was 3 Revereware pots.
Oh yeah,
with the copper bottoms with lids.
Those are the nice ones.
Got them for $2.50 a piece.
Of course, I just sold one today.
Did you really?
The pressure cooker.
Oh, nice. So it's led me to look at things like that, which in the past, if I would have gone to a garage sale when I was not an eBay reseller, because I classify myself as an eBay reseller now because I love it.
Yeah.
And I've been listing for almost a month, not quite 30 days yet. I would have gone in and saw an 8-track player, looked at it like, I bet half of the listeners, 3/4 of the listeners, look at that and say, oh, that's cool. I remember an 8-track player, la-di-da-di-da, and you walk by it because you're like, I'm never going to buy that, right? You wouldn't buy that for yourself. Well, the fun part about it now is you don't have to buy it for yourself. You can buy it because it's cool, and then you sell it.
Make some money on it.
Yeah, make money on it. There's people out there that will buy that type of stuff. Here's a perspective that kind of pushed me forward into doing this more. I don't remember who said it. I don't think it was Harry Tornado or Osborne to Thrift. It's another really good one. You got to think, like around here, like in East Tennessee where we live, we take for granted the things that we find at thrift stores, flea markets. But imagine if you lived in New York City. Are you going to be able to walk down the street, walk into a garage sale?
That's true. I never thought about that.
Right? California, Los Angeles, LA. Are you going to be able to walk into a garage sale and find an 8-track player?
Yeah.
Where's the garage sales?
Exactly.
Where's the flea markets?
I didn't even think about that.
And I think the perspective is we take for granted what's at our disposal because there's other parts, Chicago, Miami, There's other parts of the country that they don't have access to this stuff, but they want it. I mean, they're just like you and me. We want certain things, but they just don't have access to it. So they lean on places like eBay, Mercari, Poshmark to get things like this. And so if you're in an area that has garage sales, that has flea markets, that have thrift stores, take advantage of that. If it's something you want to try, you don't have to go full time.
Yeah.
You know, me, I want to. I love it so much. I like today, we're recording the podcast, right? Episode 2. Love this. I'm like dying to get done with this so I can go to the thrift store. I just, it's crazy, you know? I love looking through things and finding out new things. I know I've gone off on a tangent here about how I got started, but this is actually relates to how I got started, you know, in an effort to help you or motivate you. And then it kind of took over me. It was like, oh my gosh, I love doing this, you know? So in a nutshell, that's how I got started. And so my very first listing was October 1st. And it actually was, because I also have pen kits and stuff that I sell in an online store. It was some pen kits that I have. And then I did some pen blanks, which are, don't worry about it if you're not into pen making. It's woodworking. And then it kind of, from then on, I was like, wait, I have this laying around the house. I'll try this. And then I'll try this. And so it went from my pen kits and pen blanks to shoes. And we had a pair of sneakers that we bought one of the girls to try out for basketball. She went to one practice. The coach was a total turd and said, you're too far behind. You're not going to make the team. So they were a brand new pair of sneakers worn for an hour and a half practice. And they sat underneath the bed. So I was like, I'm throwing them on there. That's where it all started. I was like, oh, so I started looking around the house, finding stuff. Obviously, you didn't have to look too far to find things because everywhere you stepped was
something to post on the day. Still is.
You're still working through it. But that's kind of how I got started. And it has, I don't want to say it's spiraled out of control. I have consistently listed at minimum, 5 items every single day. Because if there's one thing I've learned about eBay is you have to stay consistent. You guys, everybody's probably heard of the algorithms. And if you haven't heard of what an algorithm is, there's just this data that is collected. Think of it as artificial intelligence, that all these social platforms like Facebook, Instagram, eBay, they collect this information, how long people look at a certain image, who comments on what, who likes what, and they store this data, and they use that for when any person puts a post on Facebook or puts a listing on eBay, they use the data within that post to determine how many people are going to see that.
Yeah.
It's crazy. You may think, I don't have any likes, nobody likes me. That's not it. The algorithm, which is the data, it just hasn't sent your post or your listing out to very many people. Or, in eBay's sake, if there's 183 pairs of those sneakers that I put on, and I am a really generic lister, like I only put gray pair of Nikes, size 9 women's, something like that, and I don't take good photos like we talked about, right? I'm going to be 183.
Yeah.
So, on average, people don't scroll past that second page. That's it. Do any of you? No. Nobody sits there and scrolls and scrolls and scrolls. They kind of look 20 seconds maybe, and they're on to the next thing.
Yeah.
You know? So in an effort to get near the top, and this is where it gets kind of difficult, and I don't know if we want to go down this rabbit hole, but we will since I brought it up. You can't right away get to the top. They're going to use the people that have 10,000 listings sold or feedback. They use a lot of that feedback number. If you go onto eBay and look up severe _thrifters on eBay, you will see there's a number next to the name with like a star next to it, like in parentheses. And I think right now it's at 216, something like that. Okay. That's how many comments or that's how much feedback I've received over the years. And the higher that feedback or the more feedback you have, the higher up in the listings you're going to become. If you have 1 or 2 as that number, you're going to be at the bottom. Yep. Because you're already, the algorithm puts you as a brand new lister, so you're not going to get the top spot. They want the people to have 10,000 feedback, positive comments, negative comments, whatever the case may be. And to go further with that, they also look at your negative comments and your positive comments. You got to think of it as little tick marks. If you get a negative, they hurt you for that. So you got to ship right away. You've got to leave feedback. Your pictures, if there's a little snag in a shirt, take a picture of it. You want to be as thorough as you can so people know exactly what they're buying and they're going to give you a positive feedback. The more you do that, the more eBay will start to recognize that all your feedback is positive, and then they start to rate you. There's a rating system. You have below average, they have average, and above average. And right now, I'm classified as an above average seller, which means in a 30-day period, if I can maintain that above average seller, I will have the rights to start promote my listings, which you can like advertise. eBay collects a fee once it sells. I think you've already done that a couple times, right?
Yep.
So those people that have promoted listings get bumped up even higher because eBay's collecting more money for them.
Get actually bumped to the very top.
Yes.
If like there's like 4 promoted people, it goes whichever is the most recent gets promoted to the very top. So if yours is the most recent of 4 promoted items, you're going to be at the tippy top. Or if you're the only promoted person, you're at the very top. The first thing you look up, let's say you look up those shoes, and I've posted them and I've got them promoted. Even if you have the world's best pictures and feedback and stuff like that, it doesn't matter because mine's promoted, so I'm above you.
So even if you have crappy pictures,
yeah,
if you're promoted, odds are you're going to be above me with all these wonderful pictures and an outstanding description.
But you have to pay for it. Some things that I've posted, they've ranged from 8% to 15% of whatever I make. So, and I think I don't know exactly how they determine it. I believe it's off of how much how big the sale is itself, and then they're going to take a higher percentage. Obviously, if it's, if you're selling something for $3,000, they're going to take the highest percentage possible.
Right.
And if you're selling something for $20, that's the one that they take. They're going to take 5 to 10% out of. But you get it promoted, it gets to the top of the listing, and what I've noticed is when stuff is promoted, it does sell a little bit faster. You do have to pay for it. Not everyone is going to look at it still. It doesn't mean like it's going to pop up on like just any page you go to. It's not going to,
so there's no guarantees.
You still have to look up what that item is. Now, it may run like a promotion tab. So like let's say you're shopping for, we'll use Squishmallows. You're shopping for a specific Squishmallow. It may pop up at like the bottom of the list of like, oh, like this is a promoted Squishmallow right here, and it's a different one than what you're looking for.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
But you have to sell it through that for them to get their money. So they have to click on it and actually sell it through the promoted ad itself.
Oh,
if they click on it and it's not promoted, like if they look up white tabletop, you have a white table that's promoted, and they click on it through there, they're not going to get money. Now, if they look up tables and it shows up as a promoted white tabletop, your eBay's going to get money from that
because the promotion's what sold it.
Exactly,
right?
Not them actually looking for the table itself. So I mean, it actually works out really, really well because they're not going to get it if they are already looking up the item. It's just going to be the top of the list. So I think if you have that ability, promote everything you can.
Yeah, and I believe that there's going to be certain situations, and we'll probably talk about this in another episode. We could probably do a whole episode on this promoting because honestly, if you have something so rare that there's only 3 of them available,
there's no need.
There's no sense in promoting it. People are only going to look at 3 anyways.
I agree.
But we'll talk about that another time. I guess why I brought it up is I don't have that capacity yet to promote, and so I'm really, really, really working hard to get that above average, and I'm at it and keep it, maintain that. Because they sent me a date. They actually said, okay, I think it was October 20th or October 28th, they're going to evaluate it, and then they'll let me know if I reach that standard to where I can start promote listings.
Oh, that was yesterday.
Yeah, so hopefully I'll get message soon. But then there's also a certain amount of listings you have to maintain and a dollar amount you have to sell in order to have that capacity, which I didn't know about none of that. You're just really lucky.
I guess I got lucky. They gave me that out of the gate. I had that. My first listing was.
Well, they knew how much stuff you threw away. They felt
that's
bad for
what it
you.
was. They're like, this kid's gonna bring us some money.
Yeah, let's help him out before he throws any more away. So with that, that's what I'm currently working on. Like yesterday, I set up a new little area to take pictures of clothing. I think I sent you a picture of it. Just something because it's difficult. Like for me, I don't have a lot of floor space.
Yeah,
and a lot of people will lay out something on the floor or the table, lay their clothes out and take pictures. Well, I just don't have that available space.
Why not use the wall?
Yeah, exactly. Use the wall. So that's what I did. So I have some lights hung up above the wall. I put a couple pieces of, I call it T111. That's a construction term. Don't worry about it. Pre-primed T111. Sounds really nice, doesn't it?
Yeah.
And I'm just using that as my backdrop, and I can hang. Like, I haven't done any jeans yet, but I have a couple mannequin molds that I found at a garage sale, which I got a really good deal on, by the way. See? $25 for a male and a female mannequin upper body mold, so I can hang the shirts on. So if you go to my eBay, severe thrifters. I'm not. I'll plug all day long if I have to. You'll see towards the bottom of my listings, the last few that I did, I actually listed them last night, was some clothing that I used, the mannequin molds, and I think it turns out pretty cool. But regardless, there's a lot of things that you don't need that right now.
Yeah.
I mean, don't think that you need all this equipment. Take pictures with your phone.
Yeah, everyone has a smartphone.
Yep.
And if you don't have a smartphone, you're not on eBay.
Yeah, that's a good point.
You don't need a great smartphone. Any new smartphone has the cameras that you need to take decent pictures. Really, all that matters is your lighting and where it's at. I mean, if you have a lit black wall and you post a picture of a black T-shirt on a black wall, it's going to look like crap. Now, if you put the same T-shirt on a white wall with decent lighting, looks 10 times better.
Yeah.
Yep, right there. I mean, that's all you need.
Yeah. You don't have to run out and buy these, what are they called, light diffusers?
Yeah, the big
photo
light
boxes. Don't waste your money on that right now. Get started. I don't want to say as cheap as possible, but as cheap as possible, because it's going to take time for you to start steamrolling into seeing sales every day. Like, I had a great weekend last weekend. I think I have a YouTube video about that. And I just released a YouTube video last night, Severe Thrifters on YouTube, about the 7 things that I sold. I only sold 7 things. Most people that's it. I'm happy with that. I've only been selling for not even a month yet.
Yeah.
But again, this morning was the first morning I've had since I started that I didn't have to package up one order. I'd had no sales.
Yeah.
And am I mad about it? No.
Tomorrow
I'll just
sell something.
Yeah, and that's why I don't want anybody to think that you just quit your day job and go into eBay reselling and you're going to make it. It takes time because here's the thing. You're new, so you're not going to be at the top of the list.
Yeah. Well, how many things do you have listed right now?
Listed right now, 117.
All right. So out of 117 things, and you didn't sell anything. So let's say you sold 7, right?
Mm-hmm.
The other day?
Saturday. Yep.
Saturday you sold 7. So if you instead of had 118, you had 1,180.
Oh man.
Now you're selling 70 things. Math
numbers game. Yep.
Yeah, you'd be selling 70 things. So it's all really, I think, a lot to do with how many items you post too, because I feel like they've definitely, the algorithm looks at that also.
Yes, very much so.
They'll see like, oh, he's got 600 items posted. He obviously wants to, he cares about what he looks like on here. He cares about what he has posted. He's not, he's not going to be a guy that's not going to send you something, basically. He's going to send you, a cardboard box that's empty and say, sorry for your loss. I mean, he's going to send you what you want.
A box of death? Is that what you just sent him?
Exactly. So
I hear what you're saying, because the algorithms are a numbers game.
Yeah.
And then you got to look at it's a percentage game, too. If you have 10 things listed, the odds of you selling 1 out of 10 is not very great. Yeah. 1 out of 100 is even better. 1 out of 1,000's even better.
Yeah.
So, and that's where the free eBay plan, where it doesn't cost you per month, they just take a little bit out of each sale, allows you 250 listings. So take advantage of that.
Yeah.
It doesn't cost you a penny.
Yeah.
1 cent out of your pocket to list this stuff. Have you had to pay anything to list that stuff?
No.
You pay the fees after you sell it.
Yeah, that's it.
Unless you got screwed because you screwed up on a listing or an auction or something.
And if you're posting more than 250 a month, right, you might as well just pay to get unlimited postings at that point. You sold 7 things, and just to kind of go back on your YouTube video, what'd you end up profiting at?
139.
139?
16. Yep.
All right. 139. I don't know how much. Actually, do you know how much the eBay is to have unlimited postings?
You can get up to 1,000 a month for $24 a month.
So I mean, you made that in a day.
Yep.
Easily, and you're not even halfway there to the monthly limit.
Right.
You know what I mean? Actually, you're halfway there.
Just 125 would be halfway.
Yeah,
I'm pretty close.
You're just about halfway there. So,
and I post consistently 5 every single day, and I'm still not there.
Exactly. So you would have to be posting. I mean, this would be something that you would literally have to do all day, every day to get to 250. And then if you're doing that, pay the $25 a month to get that 1,000 a month.
Because if you look at it from a numbers perspective, you can list 8 every single day, 30 days in a month. That's 240 listings. You still have room for 10 more.
Yeah.
But that's also considering you haven't sold anything.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So it's like, you guys, I have 117 listed, But I'm on number 168 because I have my spreadsheet laid out and I know exactly what I've sold when I sold it. Last night I did 168. So that means I've sold 51 items already. And this is, a lot of it was stuff I had laying around the house.
Yeah.
You know, so the potential's there. It's there and I see it. I think that's why I'm so freaking enthused about it. You know, I love this. I freaking love it. I mean, this is like new to me. It's like woke me up. I'm telling you, guys, I'm telling you, you got it. When they say find something you're passionate about doing, it almost sneaks up on you. You almost can't go looking for it. I had no idea that I would fall in love doing this.
Yeah.
And if it wasn't for Devin being a slacker,
they're not doing my eBay postings every day,
not being consistent, I never would have got to this. So thank you for
you're welcome.
being lazy.
You're welcome.
I appreciate it. And
I'll take 10% for the house piece.
Well, then I'll take it back out of the helping you clean the house out. Well, I guess then we'll talk about the stuff that I trashed.
Yeah.
Never mind. It's not even a wash, is it? But I have a lot of fun. Now, if you get started doing it, and similarly to Devin, there's aspects of it he loves, right?
Yep.
We talked about that earlier in the episode. And there's aspects that you're not too fond of.
Yeah.
But you know what? I think that kind of goes hand in hand with anything that anybody does.
Yeah.
Right? There's going to be things you just aren't like, it's not the most. I like going out creating videos. Like I will walk around with my camera, and I went to a garage sale yesterday and I took the camera out or the phone out and I recorded the whole thing and I thought that was super cool. But of course, the big pain in the butt's editing.
Yeah.
It's a lot of time of sitting there. I would rather be out shopping, listing, and doing that than take pictures and editing everything. Because I'm just going to say it, super weird about my pictures. I will sit there and edit every single one. You know that, and it drives you crazy. Because it's like, Devin's perspective is, if you get everything set up correctly on the camera, lighting and everything, you could snap a picture and like minimal editing. It's ready to go.
If any.
Me, I try to do all that. I take the picture and I go through every last setting in the editing and I adjust everything, every picture. Yeah. And it makes no sense why I do it, but I'm stuck on that, you know? I'm stuck on it. I don't know how to get out of it. Yeah. But I'm just using my phone right now. There's going to be things that you don't necessarily like, but what keeps me going is knowing that tomorrow there's going to be a thrift store open. Yeah. Tomorrow the flea market might be open. Tomorrow there might be a garage sale. And so I'm excited. Yeah. You know, I'll get through the editing. I don't care, because what I know is I'm sharing my enthusiasm, my journey with everybody, and I don't care if you watch or not. I don't, because I'm excited to do this whether anybody's listening to me or not right now. I'm still going to be just this excited tomorrow. You know, I love it. Yeah, absolutely. I freaking love it, man.
Absolutely. And if most of you guys that don't know him, he actually is really enjoying it. I can tell right here, sitting here. He very rarely gets passionate about things, and when he is passionate about something, you can really tell. And it's not like a fake passionate. I mean, he is thoroughly enjoying going out and doing this. I don't enjoy going out and doing it as much, but I do enjoy like taking the pictures of certain things and getting creative with it. Now, I do think we could have every aspect of eBay, you could have a full episode. I could talk 45 minutes about taking pictures.
And we will.
For eBay.
We'll do an episode on that.
But, I mean, you don't need anything special. A camera works wonders. I mean, having an actual camera that you can manually adjust your exposure and stuff like that works great, because then you don't have to do that later in editing. Yeah. You don't have to edit. Me personally, I want to buy something that I see and it's like I get exactly what I just saw in the picture. That's how I am. And I don't know if anyone else is like that. Maybe they are, maybe they're not.
I think it's split.
Yeah.
Yep.
I mean, and a little bit of editing goes a long way. You don't have to do too much stuff. And if you have the right programs, it makes it a lot easier too. Because, I don't know, it's just easier to tell what you're moving around and stuff like that. You don't have to move every setting. You can move one or two when it posts everything kind of all together.
Instead of adjusting everything.
Exactly. Yeah. Because that takes up a lot of time. That's one thing I noticed is when I was taking pictures when I first got started, I would throw it all in Lightroom and I would edit everything and make it look just spectacular, like I was going to go post it on Instagram and try to get 1 million likes on it. And it's like, why does that matter? Like, someone's going to buy it here in the next week or two, and no one's ever going to see those pictures ever again. Yeah. So, I mean, like, pictures matter, don't get me wrong, but you don't have to have the world's greatest photos. Yeah. You're not trying to sell it to a magazine
You're not selling the picture.
Exactly.
You're selling the item in the picture.
Exactly. So you just want to basically get like the key points of it. Like if I was taking pictures of something, I would want to take a picture of like the name, the whole thing, all the way around it, and then any like manufacturing information that's on it.
Yeah.
And that's all I need. I mean, I'm not looking for anything crazy. And that was my big mistake when I first started is I would spend hours on just, 20 pictures, editing them all to make them look great. And it's like, well, then they just got sold, and now all my work is basically for nothing.
Yeah. What do you do with it now?
Yeah. Great. It sits in my sold eBay sales tag.
That's what I have. Like, I even post on Instagram about what do I do with my pictures, right?
Yeah.
You took all these nice pictures. You took all that time to edit it.
Yeah.
Now it's like I have 3,000 photos on my phone or on my iPad or whatever. And I don't want to get rid of because they're such nice photos. But I've sold a lot of those things. And you're like, just delete them. You sold it. But I'm like,
That's what you have to do. I mean,
I'm getting better. I am getting better because I use a light box, the bigger light box. And there's certain things, all I have to do is adjust the exposure. I'm done.
Yeah.
And so I am getting better about that.
That's all I do.
Okay, just stop. Yeah.
That's all I do is exposure and contrast, then make it look lighter, make it look darker. All right, it's getting posted. Because once you start toying with everything, then you really get in depth. You're like, oh, I like it with a little bit more blue in it now, and I've got to make it a little bit warmer.
You start to get away from what it really looks like in real in real time, real person. What's the word I'm looking for? I don't know.
Not real person.
Real person. What is it when you look at something like right here in front of you? Like
I don't know.
I don't know either.
What it really looks like.
Yeah, let's just go with that. Real person.
Real person.
What
I don't know what that one was.
All right. So I guess what that leads us into is probably our thoughts on our episode 3. I think we'll go ahead. We've kind of got you guys, if you're interested in reselling on eBay, is go set up an eBay account if you don't have one already. That's the very first thing, ebay.com.
And think of a good name.
Yeah.
I got stuck with like Den 13 or something like that, and it's just like.
And you can change that, by the way.
Oh, can you?
Yes, you can.
I didn't know I could change it.
Yeah.
I can change it now. But yeah, make your account. Next episode, we're going to talk about how to price your things, how to find what the items you buy or the items you found in your house are priced at, what you can sell it for, what you can do to sell those items quicker.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like there's certain ways you can post an item and make it sell faster.
Yeah, because I mean, just because you think it's worth $100 doesn't mean everybody else out there thinks it's worth $100.
And just because everyone else thinks it's worth $100 doesn't mean you're going to sell it at $100.
And so we'll dive into this whole sold comps. You probably heard us say that. We'll let you know what that stuff means on the next episode.
Yep.
And help you get your first item listed.
Yeah.
Because really that's what we're here to do. Because it's fresh in our minds because we're pretty new at this too. So, but we're further along than you might be if you've never sold. So. This is going to be a good one for you to listen to if you're interested in maybe selling on eBay. We're more geared towards reselling, which would be like the definition of taking something that already exists that's been passed around time and time again, and we're selling it again. Versus eBay seller typically is something that's new in a package.
Yeah,
but that doesn't limit you to.
And we can talk about all that too. I mean,
but yeah, next episode I think will be a good one to get us or help you guys, help us, kind of a refresher for us too on sold comps, which, like Devin just said, is how much we should or how much you should be selling your items for and how to make it sell quicker. So if that's something that might interest you, be looking for episode 3. We want to thank you for hanging with us this past, half hour, 40 minutes, while we rambled on about reselling on eBay. I'm John.
I'm Devin.
And thank you for watching. We're the Severe Thrifters. See ya.